Welcome back, everybody. This is MTA Commuter Connections, and I'm Terry Owens. Well, one of the biggest annual events of the year, of course, is Artscape, and it's going into its 32nd year this year, if you can believe that. Here to tell us what's on tap for this year is Tracey Baskerville. She's Director of Communications at the Baltimore Office of Promotion in the Arts. Tracey, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
32 years.
Can you believe it?
No, I cannot believe it. Do you know what people were thinking when they dreamed up this idea 32 years ago? Did they have any idea that it would become what it is today?
I'm not sure if they knew how long it would continue, but I think the goal behind it, as still then, was a way to showcase artists. And especially they wanted to focus on Baltimore artists, and we've done that, and we've expanded it not only Baltimore, Maryland, United States, globally. So we've expanded on their premise.
You guys continue to grow this thing every year. The footprint has expanded out over the years, and now I don't know how many square blocks you actually eat up with this thing, but
we do. It's in the perfect location, and we've added to it, like you mentioned. We're right along Mount Royal Avenue, and we've expanded to Charles Street, and then from Charles Street closer to North Avenue. So each year we've expanding the footprint a little bit more, and that area is just such the perfect place for Artscape because you're celebrating the visual and performing arts. So up there you have the BSO, you have the Charles Theater, you have Single Carrot Theater, you have Theater Project. So on Brown Center, Micah, it is the perfect location to host an arts festival.
You get to hear from people around the country about this event. We here locally probably take it for granted. What do people around the country say about this thing?
They really love this festival, and even as we have artists, we have our artist market, and we have an application process. So we have close to 400 artists from not only Baltimore, from around the country who apply. They want to be a part of Artscape. The great thing about Artscape is that just the energy, and that people are looking to buy art as well. So for those artists, they really, especially in our artist market, they are really finding new customers at Artscape. And so it's a chance also to find new artists too. So not only the artists that are there selling the wares, but the performing artists, they want to be a part of Artscape.
Talk a little about the financial impact something like this has on the city.
We have more than $1 million in economic impact.
Wow.
We get close to over 350,000 people attend Artscape over the course of the 3 days. So the economic impact is not only on the artists that we hire, but also in the terms of people come out. They spend money on transportation, you're spending money on gas to get there. Once you're in the neighborhood, you might go visit a restaurant. So all of that really plays into the economy when it comes to Baltimore and Artscape.
But I would think almost as important as the money that's being pumped into the community is what it does for the life of a community, I would think.
Yeah, I think for Baltimore, it just reminds people that Baltimore has so many things going on with it. It really, the vibrancy and Artscape continues that. So they're not only with Artscape, but events that happen throughout the year. And I think people really love Baltimore for that. I mean, we're an events town, from fireworks to parades. Baltimore loves a good event. Yeah,
and the Baltimore Office of Promotions in the Arts is always behind all of them and making things exciting for us throughout the summer and all year round, of course. And Artscape is just one of those activities. Now, as you guys gear up for this year, what is that process? You know, entertainment is always such a big part of this. What goes into trying to identify acts for each year?
For each year, we have a booking agent. We work with that booking agent. This year we came up with a theme, an international theme is this year. So we're going to have performing artists from more than 30 countries, from Afghanistan to Zimbabwe is the theme for this year. So when we start looking for artists, we start going with that for our theme. There's going to be a great visual arts exhibition along Charles Street called No Passport Required. So there's a chance for you to travel to different countries through that art exhibition in right here at Artscape.
Okay, and what would a festival be without good food? And how do you identify the vendors? I know people line up to do this.
We do. They do, actually. There are so many food vendors that are out there, and they want to be a part of Artscape, and we work with Charm City Hospitality to sort of organize all of that. So there are so many faces and a team behind everything that Artscape does. And also new this year, I wanted to let you know, as you're walking around and you're looking for food or you're looking for a stage, that we are announcing a new mobile app this year for Artscape.
Oh.
So when you're walking around and you do want to find out what's to eat or who's on this stage, you can download. It's a free app. It's going to debut in June, and then that way you can have it as you walk around, and we'll keep all the updates right there. So as you're walking around, if something's changed or something's new, you can find out immediately.
Okay, so for people who want to get this on their calendar, what are the dates again?
It is July 9th through 20th and 21st.
Fantastic. Artscape, of course, always one of the biggest events of the year in Baltimore. We won't miss it. Some tremendous entertainment we know is coming, and Tracey will be. How do you keep from buying new art every year is what I want to know.
It's tough. It is tough because you look around and you see the artist and you're like, oh, this will look great in my house, or if it's jewelry, I would love to wear that. So it's very tough. So as you walk around, definitely encourage people. And also it's so great to patronize the artists. They work so hard on their craft. So definitely come out and really look and you know, take a chance, find a new artist that you would like, and then you become a part of their mailing list too, and a part of them throughout the year.
And a lot of us also look forward to what the Micah kids are going to do every year.
Yes, and just a reminder that because we have so many things, there are things inside, so don't forget that. There are so many things inside the buildings for people to go to. From the Brown Center, we have Kidscape, we have Corpus Christi, there is also, oh, I forgot, Brown Center, I think I mentioned, yes. But there are a lot of things that are inside. So just a reminder for people that the festival is just not outside. You can go inside and enjoy a show, enjoy opera, something you might not have a chance to do otherwise.
And most of it free of charge.
Everything is free. Everything is free.
Thank you, Tracey. Well, for more than a decade now, the MTA has teamed up with the Maryland Institute College of the Arts to feature the work of some very talented Baltimore City Public Schools students. We call the effort Words on Wheels. The annual Words on Wheels Poetry Contest is one of the biggest events of the year at the Maryland Transit Administration.
Deshaun Dorsey.
The competition features the best of the best young poets in the Baltimore City Public School system. 14 winners were selected by a panel of judges this year and include students from the 2nd to the 8th grade.
It feels really good. I want people to know. Who I am and what I do, and I want to be an inspiration to people. So it feels really good.
It's pretty cool, actually. I get to meet a bunch of other poets, and I just love all the poems that come together.
Jumping off the high dive makes me feel free. I feel like I'm flying. I feel like I'm doing gymnastics in the air. I feel like I can do anything. And sometimes I feel like I'm gliding. Jumping off the high dive makes me feel happy.
During a ceremony at MTA headquarters, each of the poets got to read their poems aloud in front of fellow students, parents, teachers, and MTA staff. Students from the Maryland Institute College of the Arts, a longtime partner and supporter of the Words on Wheels program, were also on hand. Micah students created the artwork that accompanies the poems, which will be featured on MTA buses.
It was interesting to see the words just on a page and have to really come up with my own idea. Was a new experience that I really loved.
Sometimes when I give the poems to my students, they're reading them and they're amazed that these are children in 2nd grade and 3rd grade and 5th grade. I mean, they think that they're adults writing these poems. They're very insightful.
Midtown Academy 8th grader Kia Davis summed up her experience.
I'm very blessed and I'm appreciative because I didn't know my writing means so much to people, and when they told me that I won, I was like, wow, I can really change some people's ways.
And coming up next, we'll have an update on the MARC West Baltimore parking expansion. Stay with us, we're back in just a moment.